Good day all and welcome to Obidati Family TV, the program that hope alive. Yes, every day we dey come to tell all obedience worldwide and well-meaning Nigerians say hope day and the new Nigeria where we dey talk dey possible with HEP2B. Today we get three major things wey be say we wan discuss wey dey very important. The first one be say the judgment of the Court of Appeals wey be the Tribunal wey dey come out. One of the facts wey dey before them wey they must decide on na whether Abuja na state e be, and then go also decide whether for the purposes of presidential election whether this Abuja must apply as e apply to other states. The third one be say the 25% for Abuja as the constitution take talk am. These issues na the thing wey be say e dey before them wey they must decide on. So specifically today we wan deal mainly with Abuja, whether na state for the purposes of state election. How senior advocates of Nigerians dem don define am for section 299 of the constitution, and also our analysts will be saying that the legal person where they help us with analyzing the whole thing. We don't stay overnight, go through them, and we won't bring them to obedience. Make we waiting we go expect for this very judgment where they come and how it's supposed to play out, the truth where they behind waiting there inside that. The second one will be say now the highlight what we just won't bring now that very 2 million token will be say Akpabio talk saying sent to all the Senate. The NAS people will be say the clerk of National Assembly for Abuja don't talk say then disown waiting Akpabio talk. Now so then take talk. Then also talk say the 2 million naira will be say then sent to all the senators of the Federal Republic say now the allocation where then they give them. Maybe we know before. Maybe because of say the thing don't blow up for the whole place and they find how they want to cover them. Then talk saying a constitutional provision to give 2 million naira. But they no state the place where they talk say 2 million naira go come out as a recess. Because now so Akpabio take a column. So that one they come say, then they denounce waiting they go on, or then they deny waiting they go on. Instead of make them clear the air, then begin the talk for Akpabio matter. Anyway, na make una know say as we they talk, the thing they come out for real, then they see them, then they hear them. And truth go come out. And that's why the third thing we're there for our list now, all eyes on the judiciary issue. Everybody, everywhere, now the talk where they go on. But before we even enter to the main matter of today, we go even chook mouth for that matter of all eyes on judiciary issue because of say na real issue for well-meaning Nigerians. And the question when I want make on an act, I don't even articulate them from one of the things we say we bring out today. If anyone they ask waiting, that is that this all eyes on the judiciary is intimidating to the Nigerian judiciary. Make you tell them say, make them watch waiting Senator Bukachua. High intake talk say he influencing wife give wrong judgments. I want to make on I check the Nigerian Supreme Court how they make Hope Uzodinma from 4th position for governor become 1st position. Made them ask him why Nigerian judiciary made Ahmed Lawan, the former president of the Senate, and Godswill Akpabio will be the new president of the Senate, despite not contesting their party primaries, then talk say them win them. Make you they ask them say, Senator Alin Dume said in an interview his colleagues always approach him to tell his wife, who is a judge, to give judgment in their favor. Make you also ask them say, why is Nyesom Wike, an APC member, always boast of a favorable outcome whenever he has a case before Justice Haruna Samani? All these questions I go ask. Whether I say Nyesom Wike be PDP, make una know say Nyesom Wike don't port since enter APC. We are only telling them we will not accept judgment based on old ways and technicalities, but on merit and on justice. Now that very one, now we dey talk. So with that very one, I won't come back to studio make I introduce to una because we get people wey be say then they follow me chook matter for inside this for here for studio. I get Angel here, I get Esther, and I also get Princess. For Zoom, we get our legal analyst wey be UC Maxwell, wey tanda kampe to handle the issue of constitutional issue. But first, we go start with wetin dey happen with all eyes on judiciary issue. Angel.
Good day, my well-meaning Nigeria, my intelligent and lovely and fabulous obedient worldwide. Welcome. Tell your neighbor, say, hope day. Yes, we are getting close to our promised land. Say no to intimidation by federal government or Tinubu. All eyes on judiciary. Now they go hear am say, all eyes on judiciary. Come on board. Let's discuss.
Hello, my fellow wonderful obedience worldwide. Welcome back again to the show Hope Alive. As we don dey talk, all eyes on the judiciary. But me, I dey talk more eyes on the judiciary because we never even start. Say they don't begin dey run helter-skelter. This time around, we go shake that table, turn the table upside down. Make una no comot on our eye for judiciary. Anyhow, where they want them, we go give them. Welcome and let's discuss.
To all obedient worldwide, democracy is of the people, by the people, and for the people. And anytime we notice say things not align again as it should be, we speak up loud and clear. So sit tight as we discuss. Welcome to Hope Alive.
Okay, and we get our own analyst for Zoom. I want make you tell obedience worldwide, wherever they make you tell them their good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever they. You see Maxwell.
Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody, wherever you may be listening from. It's a pleasure to be here once again to, have this conversation with, obedient and well-meaning Nigerians on the platform. So I'm happy to be here again.
Okay, good. With that very one, we will begin to go straight to waiting to happen. I see say you see Maxwell. I notice say you drop something for X where be say the thing done the trend. They even say many people go see what thing you drop. They're very, very important. And that thing where you drop concern the all eyes on the judiciary. And waiting, I even see you for pictures where we say you they show this thing where we say they all those things where we say dissolving the Secretariat of Advertising Standards panel ASP over its approval on all eyes on the judiciary billboard won't stop obedience from reclaiming their mandate. You also wear the shirt where then they talk about say whether capo, so t-shirt. I even see what thing you they do for Abuja, say you they print that way the stickers where they go they put for cars and all those things. I know say na constitutional issue we won't talk today, but that one where you post sweet me, and I talk say before we enter the judgment issues and discussion on Abuja states and all that, I won't make you explain to us how you feel about this very all eyes on judiciary thing, because you don't take them up on your own to the print, and I see what you the print. Tell us how it take be you and your group and how on they take arrange, because our own na talk person where we be to carry the news go give obedience everywhere around the world. Make you first tell them that one before we enter to the legal analysis.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, the thing concerning the all eyes on the judiciary is not a new thing. The all eyes on the judiciary conversation has started long ago, even before now. So, but now we decide say we want to put more fire on top, because with waiting with the see where they have necessary say we set eyes on the judiciary. The decision of ACON, that is the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria or something like that, to pull down the billboard of all eyes on the judiciary is actually a pitiable experience. I felt so bad, extremely bad, when I saw that news. It is unfortunate that these people do not understand the rights which Nigerians have to express their grievance against the government. I would like to remind everybody that the government no stop for the executive. The government include the executive, e include the legislature, people wey dey make laws, and e also include the judiciary. So if Nigerians fit put eyes on top executive, if they fit put eyes on top the legislature, e also mean say they suppose fit put eyes on top the judiciary. And we dey always see billboard wey dey encourage citizens to participate for issues wey concern election, for issues wey concern general public, and many other things. And now Nigerians don decide say they go participate. They don gather money, put billboard, say make everybody put eyes for judiciary. But I no know why this thing dey pain them for body. I no know why they feel bad say Nigerians don already show interest for the issues wey concern the judiciary. It's quite unfortunate. It is very, very unfortunate, because we have a right under the 1999 Constitution to express ourselves freely, freedom of expression and freedom of the press. Because of say we dey practice democracy, everybody get right to express himself, to talk wetin dey pain am, to hold government accountable, and the judiciary follow for government. As far as say we no talk say the case must go our way, we no talk say the case must go this person way. The only thing we will talk be say make every citizen, make every Nigerian put their eyes for the judiciary, know wetin dey happen, so that they go see justice dey happen, and they go know when justice don't really happen. It is the message, and it's unfortunate that they decided to do this. Well-meaning Nigerians have come out since this thing happened. They are now printing stickers. Not be me they print sticker. Now well-meaning Nigerians they print stickers. Not be only stickers that they print. They also print shirts. They also print bags. They also print things where they go paste for different angles for front of their shop, for front of their house, on top their car, on top their window, where they go wear for body, where they go carry go market, to take show say indeed they won't put eyes for the judiciary. And I call on well-meaning Nigerians, say irrespective of what the government they do to try to oppress us, to stop us from putting eyes, when we continue to do what we feel do. I dey impressed say people for Nigeria they donate money, diasporans they donate money, different angles, because they want to make justice come out from the judiciary. I hope say you don't hear Mawaga Pata Pata for the studio. Say just today news come out, say Justice Flora for Azingi for Kano State Judiciary don't come out talk say one senior advocate of Nigeria tried to bribe her. She talked this one for open court, for where they sit down to hear Kano State election matter. Now she talks say senior advocate of Nigeria try to bribe her. You fit check the information, put them for people, make them see them. I don't even post something for my Twitter handle wey concern that matter. So if it possible, say people they try to bribe judges for Kano State, it also they possible say that they try to bribe the justices where they for Court of Appeal for Abuja here, where they hear the presidential matter. So it they very necessary say more will put eyes to know whether they go collect bribe or they no go collect bribe, because as we they talk, I guarantee you say they don't already they try to bribe them. But I call on the judiciary to resist every attempt of bribery and corruption and deliver judgment on the basis of equity, fairness, and justice. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't try well. This thing where you bring now just in and now breaking news you they bring. Say son, and you know mention the son where we say he tried to bribe the justice. If no be say they put eye for waiting to happen for judiciary, how go take no say son won't bribe this thing? And we need to know whether now for election petition tribunal whether for that place, that state where you they talk, we go check them now. Maybe we even take that very video where they talk about this all eyes on the judiciary. Why I quickly now go make I verify the information where you give me, because that information they're very strong and obedience need to know. But as they used to do for this very place, we go check and verify the source. Then we go bring them. So producer, help us put this very our new music where we say our own General Oluchi talk say make with the share, make everybody know say all eyes never come out for judiciary. Make we go, we no go take.
And where the legacies I would like to leave is to entrench a process of free, fair, transparent, and credible election.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We are experiencing a live proceeding from the courts. Twitter. Shout out to UC Maxwell. Shout out to General Oluchi. Shout out to Phil. Shout out to Sarah Ibrahim. God bless you.
INEC rigged the election, do selection. Overwhelming evidence, say this grand. Them say go to court, we did the court. Over evidence, full this ground. Double nomination is against constitution. Overwhelming evidence, full this ground. To all the judges, do the right thing, Over evidence, full this ground. Shout out to the EU for your report, Overwhelming evidence, full this ground. The test and receipt, did the report, Over evidence, full this ground. Even on the IRF, on top of Beaver, overwhelming evidence, stay this ground. The world is watching, do the right thing, Over evidence, full this ground. Aye, overwhelming evidence, full this ground.
Political power is not going to be served in a restaurant. It's not served in a la carte. At all costs, fight for it, grab it, snatch it.
Nigeria is bleeding because of corruption. Too much evidence, food is 25% The mandate of the people has been stolen. Over evidence, no technicalities can save that man. Because overwhelming evidence, food is grand. Nigeria Judiciary, you are now on trial. Over evidence, stay this ground. To all the judges, it's your time to shine. Over evidence, food is grand. All eyes on Judiciary, the world is watching. Too much evidence, food is grand. Aye, overwhelming.
The Commission will upload all the irregular results, and citizens will have access to those results in real time as we upload to the body links. This innovation was introduced by the Commission. The Commission cannot turn around and undermine this.
Overwhelming evidence, they this ground.
We won the election over province.
I don't hear how I know say on I go like this our obedient music where we say play is talking about all eyes on the judiciary. Now as we come back, we don't confirm this thing where we say just in where it draw for us, where Maxwell draw for us, where they talk about Kano election tribunal chairperson will be Justice Flora as he take expose the son where we say they never give him name yet. But they expose the son where one bribe him, make him forgive results. So when we they talk about all these things, now that's why we say all eyes must be on judiciary. And we they thank some of our justices where we say their conscience, they get fear of God. And if such thing won't happen, then go come out, talk them. Because now when you talk them, other people no go attempt you again. You know, we applaud them and we say, may God give them the grace to give better judgment where we say you go favor everybody where there for Nigeria. So with that very one, we go talk say all the people where we say then they print the t-shirts, may them go on. The people where we say then they support the movement for the actualization of a better and possible Nigeria. They should support the initiative. I even hear say through Chimamanda that there are some people will be well-meaning Nigerians, not necessarily obedient, where talk say then go begin they do march for everywhere for Nigeria. Where be say not be just for P2B, now for the well-being of the nation. Say make the judiciary do justice. Not be say to favor P2B or to favor Atiku or anybody at all, but for justice to come out from the judiciary for once at this time. Without one, make we waka enter waiting carry us true come in where be the judgment. Where would they expect from the tribunal where they house the presidential election tribunal? Now, Maxwell dey gidigba to begin to take our questions because the major thing where they in contest where they know to discuss for inside court, but the tribunal must decide on it one way or the other. Now the issue of Abuja, whether na state e be for the purposes of general elections or call it the presidential election. Then you go say for the purposes of other sections, then they talk say Abuja na state e be. So we don't do research, and our legal analysis go analyze and make we for understand how this thing supposed come out for that very judgment. Not be say we dey preempt judgment, tribunal judgment like some people they think, but this particular fact now, the thing wey be say dey for constitution, wey be say you can read, understand it your own way, and then wait for the justices to bring it for their own way. But we go share with obedience and well-meaning Nigerians worldwide how we take feel and how we take see am for the constitution and how it's supposed apply. With that one, I no go waste time. Make we start with you, our legal analyst. You see, I know say you dey ready to handle them. So make we start with the even sections where we say it define FCT. Because when people will follow me for studio, they get plenty questions where they want to ask you. When they come out from obedience, make them for ask. So make you first give us where even definition of this very Abuja FCT day before we even enter the 25% vote where they're inside. Over to you, Maxwell.
Okay. Thank you very much. You see, when you talk about the place of Abuja FCT, it is important make people understand say Abuja waiting to talk about TD. Waiting be the role of Abuja for inside Nigeria. So when you look at section 3 of the 1999 Constitution, particularly section subsection 1 and subsection 2, you go see say the Constitution don't provide for places where they call states for Nigeria. So under section 3, subsection 1, it states that there shall be 36 states in Nigeria, Abia State, Adamawa State. So the place lists all the places where they go call states for Nigeria, and it lists 36 places. Say now these places be states for Nigeria. But when you can go section, when you go section 2, so make them give us section 2 for screen so that we go look at my state. When you go section 2, the 1999 Constitution, you go see say wetin they talk for section 3, they different from wetin they already talk for section 2. Have you put up section 2 so that the audience can view?
Yes, it did there. Section 2, they go on.
So section 2 say Nigeria is one indivisible and indissoluble sovereign state. But when we look at subsection 2 particularly, subsection 2 for section 2 talk say Nigeria shall be a federation consisting of states and a federal capital territory. What do you mean? Say it gets 37 areas, 37 territories for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Inside these 37 territories, 36 of them now are states, as we don't see for section 3. Meanwhile, one of them go be federal capital territory. So they get what they call states and they get what they call federal capital territory. The states, they 36. As you don't write them for section 3, and they don't list them, not be only say they write them, they list them from Abia State down to Zamfara State. But it comes to get another special place where can be FCT, where go be federal capital territory. So indeed, FCT they inside the Constitution, FCT in a different place, they get where be 36 states, and they also get where they call FCT. But the powers they different. I sure say we go also look into these areas as we proceed for the conversation.
Yes, thank you very much. That one to define where FCT dey for constitution and how then apply as concerning whether it be state So as Maxwell, we understand them say wetin you talk now, then define and name the states where it be one by one. And in all the names where them bring for the state, then talk say na 36 e be. And Abuja as FCT, as you take talk, I'm no day there. You get a question, I know say Angel Ma don't do more for here now. She won't ask you her own question.
Yes, so Maxwell, I beg, I won't ask, is FCT Abuja a state? And are there instances where the Constitution provides it to be seen as a state?
You asked me, is FCT a state? Very clearly, the answer is very simple. No. FCT is not a state. When you look at section 3, subsection 1 that we have looked at, they have listed every place that will be considered as a state in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And those lists are 36 in number. There is no mention of FCT Abuja among that list under section 3, subsection 1. But where you see the mention of FCT, Federal Capital Territory, is in section 2. So to simply answer your question, Federal Capital Territory is not a state. It is known as a territory. It is not a state. And to know the difference, we say, Federal Capital Territory, the places where they inside Federal Capital Territory, they call them area council. But the places where they inside states, those 36 states, they call them waiting local government. So when you look at where you go see, say, this place no be state. So, but your second question, whether it get instance where they go consider FCT as state, actually the answer na yes. But if they look at that time, it no mean say FCT na state. I don't already tell you say FCT is not a state in Nigeria. It is the Federal Capital Territory. It is different from 36 states. So when we can look at section 299, this place, they're very, very important. Under section 299, it talks, say, for section 1, say, the provisions of this constitution shall apply to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, as if, you go underline that place where they write as if. When something there as if, it no mean say it really be the thing. If I say Maxwell resemble Peter Obi, it no mean say Maxwell na Peter Obi. If I say Maxwell they behave like Peter Obi, it no mean say Maxwell na Peter Obi. If I say Maxwell they do as if he be Peter Obi, it no still mean say Maxwell na Peter Obi. So within this section they talk, just show us that subsection 1, we see section 3, section 299(1). Within he talk for that place, be say the provisions of this constitution shall apply to Federal Capital Territory Abuja as if it were one of the states of the federation. So may we can see why they say we go look FCT as if na state. It gets only one reason why they say may we look FCT as if na state. And the reason they very, very simple. That reason they say when you want to look at executive powers and legislative powers, now that time you go look FCT like say na state. He say, and accordingly, all the legislative powers and the executive powers and the judicial powers vested in the House of Assembly, the governor of the state, in the court of the state, shall respectively vest, in the National Assembly, the president, and the court. Forget all these big grammar we did for constitution. Make I break them down for you. Wetin they talk be say FCT no be state. But the only time where you go feel look FCT like say it be state. Now when you want talk of legislative powers, when you want talk of executive powers, and when you want talk of judicial powers. So the legislative powers where they write for section 4 of the 1999 Constitution, it therefore the state houses of assembly. For instance, we will bring Abia State inside the matter. Abia State gets State House of Assembly, where they make laws for the state. So we need to get that same power for FCT, for lawmaking, the same legislative power. So they can't give that power to the National Assembly. So for legislative power, Abia State get their House of Assembly. And for legislative power for Abuja, the National Assembly line get that power. The same thing too for executive power. The governor of a state now go be the executive for state. But for FCT here, now the president now go get the same power as for FCT. And the same thing too as it concern the judiciary. If we get chief judge for the courts where they for state, we also get chief justice for the courts where they for FCT Abuja. So now the only time where we say these powers fit vest and where we say we fit see FCT like say na state, but that one no mean say FCT don't become state. FCT Abuja na Federal Capital Territory, no be state. We get 36 states for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And all these 36 states, they don't list them for Section 3. They don't also list them for Part 2 of the first schedule. I don't know if our producers get them for there. When you see Part 2 of the first schedule to the 1999 Constitution, they don't list all the states. They not only list the state, they also list their local governments. So those are the places that should be considered as FCT is not a state. But when you want to consider legislative, executive, and judicial powers, then we can see FCT if it is a state.
Yes, so Maxwell, thank you very much. This is where you talk now is sweet me pass. And also, I know say you get one son because the way you they talk, that is you they talk like person will be say you don't even pass son. But you get son will be say he explain this thing as you take explain them, but in take big grammar explain them. So I want to make other people understand say this same thing will be say you explain. You get somebody even will be Minister of Justice for Nigeria before, will be Michael Andoaka. This thing where you explain, and this man explain for national TV, and still they know they look at that very way. But when you explain this thing, I can't touch me. I tell our production team say make them for bring that video. Make you also see this thing where you explain. Somebody explain them for national TV as you take explainer. But maybe we will do them for pidgin in use grammar, take talk, and make we take a listen to waiting Michael Andoaka talk for national TV. The same thing where our own Maxwell they talk now. Let's take a listen.
Thank you very much. I have spoken so much about this and I wouldn't want to be personal. But I wish to draw the attention to the reading of a document, the requirement of a law. The Constitution is a document, and for you to get the true intention of a particular provision of the Constitution, for instance, Section 134, subsection 2, you have to read the entire Constitution in reference to other provisions of the Constitution. That is where you will get the true meaning. Today, I don't want to specifically talk about Section 134, subsection 2, but to give you other background provisions that if you want to construe that provision, you must also have to look at them to give you what you are looking for. First, let's look at the Constitution itself, Section 1 and 2. And Section 1 said Nigeria should be a federation consisting of the state and the federal capital. That is the beginning. Should be a federation consisting of states and federal capital. That appeared there. If you go back to the sections, Section 3 of the Constitution, it went ahead to list the 36 states of the Federation by name. From there up to Section 6 of the Constitution, you will discover that what is local government is specified, what is area council is specified, the area of the states are defined in the schedule, the area of the federal capital territory is defined in the schedule. So you will know that there's no mix up of what is federal capital or what is state, because they are specifically mentioned, and the rules of interpretation is that what is specifically mentioned in the Constitution or in a document, what is not mentioned is excluded. So if you look at it, the states are well defined, their territorial area well defined, even their capitals are well defined. If you come to the issue of the federal local governments contained in all the states well defined, and then the Constitution does not pretend in federal capital to say they have a local government, say they have 6 area councils, specifically defined in the 2nd schedule of what is the federal capital. Then if you go back to section 133B of the Constitution, which deals with presidential election, which comes before section 134, you will see that a person who is a single candidate at the election is still stipulated to win 25% in 2/3 of all the states and federal capital. And it goes to say that if somebody is not elected in accordance with the Constitution, fresh nomination should be. That one has gone further, not talk of fresh election. It's a fresh nomination should be taken. That is how serious it is. If you marry that provisions, you'll be able to arrive at the true intention of section 134 subsection 2. You must look at section 133. Because the person is just a single candidate, yet the stipulations say you must get 2/3 of yes or no in the 2/3 of the 36 states of the Federation and federal capital. And if he is not elected, there's no winner in accordance with the provisions of section 133, fresh nomination, not election, fresh nomination should be conducted. That is in the case of a single candidate. So when you come to 134, which deals with multiple candidates, 2 or more candidates, the procedure is almost the same. The and came again. Where it's being argued, maybe rightly or wrongly, that section 299 makes the federal capital a state. I'm afraid where something is specifically mentioned, well defined, I don't think importation of that kind of interpretation may be appropriate. But that is still left to be resolved by the aspect. But assuming you don't look at that, 299, and equate it, you will see the special nature of the federal character, because there is also specified that the president should act as if he's a governor. And therefore, one may be tempted as the federal capital is created, given a special nature. And if you look at it literally, if he's deemed to be a governor, section 176 subsection 2 of the requirements of winning 2/3 must have applied. But here the Constitution stipulated that it should only be 25%. I thought that is the more proper consideration, because if you are saying it's a state, then the issue of requirement of winning to the federal capital by 2/3 as specified in the governorship election will arise. But I don't think that's what is the import of the Constitution. But so much has been said, has been repeated about this. I just drew the attention to the other sections of the Constitution that can give more light, because the interpretation rules say make reference to other relevant provisions of the Constitution for clarity. And again says you should read the whole documents as a whole. Section 299 appears to be more consonant with the administrative procedure, which gives the state, the federal capital, the power to the president as if he's a governor to administer the federal capital, and the National Assembly as if it's a House of Assembly to make laws for the federal capital. That is my understanding of it. But it has generated so much, and it's in court. I'm afraid we'll see what the judges will say.
So we don't hear how former Minister of Justice will be Michael Andoaka take explain am. At least this one where they come out from am na big senior advocate of Nigeria wey e be, and person wey be say e don hold post wey be say e dey very strong and you suppose understand wetin in dey talk. But you know say when dem talk finish, dem go talk something else. You see how our own UC Maxwell take explain say that section of the constitution dey very clear say make dem dey look that very Abuja as if is a state. It is very clear, you know, no be grammar dey there. If they say take something as if say na black e be, but no be black na it take be. Anyhow, we will go back because plenty questions they come in both for our WhatsApp platform and different places where we saying go take, but we will first finish the ones where we say there for studio. So, Princess, I know say your mother they do when you get question where the toxins where video they on make the thing for common. So I want make you ask UC Maxwell one of the questions where you want make we for Vano they go.
Okay, thank you. I've been one ask, and I know that a lot of people out there also want to find out. According to what you said, if FCT Abuja cannot be considered as a state, can it be used for the purpose of an election? You know, like, since it's not a state, how can it be used for the purpose of an election?
Okay, I think Maxwell waiting in there try to explain is now that FCT is going to be taken as if a state in that section, when the general election come, how they won't take handle them because no be state he take B, but he must get governor as Michael Andoaka take talk. Make you let our people know.
All right, thank you very much. If you remember, I've been already talk about section 299. We talk say there is no way that you would see FCT as a state. FCT is not a state. The language that was used there is that you will look at FCT as if it is a state. And even when you are looking at FCT as if it is a state, it is not for the purposes of election. It is not for the purposes of election, but for the purposes of, number one, legislative powers, executive powers, and judicial powers. It is only for these three reasons that you will see FCT as if it is a state, not that it is the same as a state. We talk about elections here. We need to go to the provisions of section 134. And you can also look at section 133 of the 1999 Constitution. We can have our producers bring it up so that they look at it. Now, section 133 only talks
that
about
very 134, and that it deals with the president. So, producer, please make you for display. And that one will be say they show how the president supposed to even get a diagram of the thing. Now for there the thing take B. So continue.
All right.
It's there on the screen.
So when you see section 134, the main information we dey for there when we want extract, you go see them for subsection 1. You go also see them for subsection 2. And even if you lose section 133, they there, but section 133 no be our focus. Because section 133, they talk about when we get only election for one presidential candidate. Meaning say for all the parties, nobody agree comot. Now only one person I ain't comot say he won't be president. But no be the current situation where we did, because we get about 17 people wey comot say they won't be president for Nigeria. So when we look section 134, subsection 1 talk say person wey won't comot for election for office of president. Say number one thing where he go get be say he go get majority of the votes where then cast for that election. And number 2 be say he go get not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election in each of at least 2/3 of all the states in the federation. That is on one hand. On another hand, he now say and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. So wetin you suppose get be say na 3 things you suppose get for you to win election as a candidate. Number 1 be say, as you dey see for this diagram, you go get the majority of the votes where they don't cast for that election Number 2, or you fit still call am highest vote as write am there. Number 2 be say you go get 25% for each of at least 2/3. Meaning say you go carry all the states wey dey for Abuja for Nigeria. Remember say I don tell you say na 36 states na im dey for Nigeria. So when you carry that 36 states, you go come do 2/3 of 36 states. When you do 2/3 of 36 states, wetin you go get na 24. Meaning say you go get 25% for inside 24 states. After you don get 25% for inside 24 states, you go come still get 25% again for inside Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Now, wetin the place dey talk be that. So the only thing wey concern FCT and election, na this place where they talk say you go get 25% for 24 states and also for FCT. Now, plenty people don dey argue plenty things. They talk say you no suppose get 25% for inside FCT. But when we look at section 134 very clearly, even if you go subsection 2, you go see say e dey talk about person wey go deemed say they don truly elect am, say e don get highest vote, wey be the same thing wey dey for the screen before, and say you don get not less than 1/4, that is that 25% wey we dey talk about, for each of at least 2/3 of all the states for federation and Federal Capital Territory. So you see that the only role that you see the mention of FCT is as it relates to section 134. Now, wetin concern FCT concern election be that. Wetin they talk for section 299 no concern election. They say you go only see FCT like say na state for that place, but no be state, as if. But for only 3 reasons: for judicial powers, for legislative powers, and for wetin? For executive powers. You dey get me? So for the election, for here we know they talk about these powers again. We dey talk about 25% for at least 2/3 of all the states, wey be 24 states, and the FCT. The usage of the word "and" for there, if you remember, for our conversation yesterday, I tell una say Justice Samani bin don rule for one case before, where in talk say for that case, anywhere where you see the word where they write am "shall," that word dey mandatory. It means anything where they don't write "shall" for any law at all. If you see "shall," it means say you must get wetin they ask you for there. So for this place here, they say the person "shall," and the usage of the word "and" again still means say 2 things, you join them together. Please bring up that particular provision, section 134. I don't know if you have it, so that they will look at it very carefully.
It's there.
So subsection 1, they talk about where 2 candidates dey for the election. Subsection 2, they talk about where the candidates plenty. So, but now still the same thing they talk. When you look at paragraph B particularly, that place say you must get it for 25% for 24 states and be and the elementary thing where all of us go school, go study, say when you don't get 25% for here and 25% again, you go get for here. But no beside they tell you wetin the court go do, and I no one made them talk say I they tell you wetin the court go do. We go see wetin the court go rule, because Peter Obi don't argue this matter the way why they tell you now. And also, apart from say Peter Obi don't argue Tinubu self don't argue the, and apart from say Tinubu don't argue the matter, for the matter. But I want to remind you now, say one of the things where they talk for that case be say they carry us go Awolowo versus Shagari, where happened for, I think, for 1979. When you see that particular case, Awolowo versus Shagari, where they talk about what happened for 1979, it did different from the constitution where we get now. For that time, the constitution not also say you need 24% and 25% for 24 states and FCT. They no put FCT for the law. But now they don't bring FCT put inside. It means that the people will make that law, it get waiting there their mind, will make them add that FCT. FCT gets special position, because another reason be say When they do election for all the states, if they do governorship election for Abia State, they know they do governorship election for FCT. If they do area local government election for all the other states, they know they do them for here, because we no get local government for FCT. Wetin we get na governor, and we no get, wetin we get na area council, and we no get governor for FCT. Wetin we get na minister, and they don say the president na him go oversee FCT. So for the purposes of election, when you look at FCT, it only talks about the requirement. That requirement wey talk say you go get 25%, but for election period, FCT no be state. Simple and short. For election period, FCT no be state. But when you come up for election period, you wan talk about judicial powers, you fit say maybe we fit see FCT like say na state, but no be state, because we don list 36 states where they write for section 3, where they write for part 2 to the first schedule. All these places now be 36 states with their local government area. But FCT na federal capital, that is Abuja territory.
Thank you. But our time, they give us very serious signal where then they give us. Now to carry kaya come up for studio. I know say Esther don't talk, say she go ask you this question where she get, and you go just, I go give you like 1.5 minutes where you go take answer that question before we go begin the carry our kaya they come out. Esther, make you quickly ask that your question.
Okay, our legal analyst, I want to make you explain to us what is the requirement? What is the requirement by law for a presidential candidate to be declared winner in line with the FCT wey don dey talk? In line with the FCT wey don dey talk.
Well, when you dey talk about wetin the law require, it means say we need to go back to the law wey ask say wey give the requirement. So for person to even comot the candidate first, he must make sure he no dey disqualified under section 137. But we don already talk this matter before, and probably we fit still talk am again. Once you no dey disqualified under section 137 of the Constitution and other areas of the Electoral Act, for the election proper, for them to declare you president, e get 3 instances wey I go talk about. One of those instances na where na only one person be candidate for election. If you be candidate for election and na only you, meaning say another person no dey drag the seat with you, you go see am for section 133. Wetin the law dey talk say you must get majority vote. Majority yes, people must say yes to you. And apart from that, you must get 25% for 24 states and federal capital territory. Now the law talk am, no be me talk am. So when we come out for single presidential candidates, we can't enter for where now 2 people be the candidate. For instance, say for this whole election we will do, say now only Peter Obi and Atiku be candidates. Means say now only 2 people now run for election. Wetin you need be say you need majority of the vote. After you collect majority of the vote, you still need 25% for inside 24 states, and then you go still come collect another 25% for inside FCT. Meaning say you will get majority of votes. Majority mean say you get above 50%. Now wetin be majority? People no know the meaning of majority. Majority dey different from highest number. Majority means say if 100 votes dey, you need to get more than 50 votes, because 50 na half of 100. So you need to get more than 50, na be majority. So when you don't get that one, you go constantly get 25% for inside 24 states and federal capital territory wey be Abuja. Then we will go for the third scenario here, for the third example here, be say where they come plenty wey dey for that election, up to 17 for the current case wey we dey, you need to get the highest number of votes. So once you don't get the highest number, you must still come get 25% for inside 24 states and also for inside federal capital territory. Now wetin the law talk be that? So the requirement be say for this election, anybody wey suppose declare winner is suppose get 25% for inside 24 states and the Federal Capital Territory. So it becomes instructive to note that the Federal Capital Territory is very important in the scheme of affairs when you talk about the election in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
This will correct to all the things we be say with the talk, but I know say Esther will be this last question where Esther asked a concern the president where we deem to be the governor of Abuja, because na governor of Abuja na him be na so Andrew can also talk, but you don't even break and further down to the list of the 25%. Thank you very much. As we don't, they not give us signal. You know, say my producer small time go just they give signal, make we for carry our kaya come up for studio. But before we go do, I go say make we listen to one of our own we be say na I think Pastor Sarah, where she talk something where they sweet me, it they sweet everybody where they for studio, and I know say it go sweet obedience where then they, and that thing be say. Our own HEP2B is coming, and when they go declare that thing, no go be in the middle of the night, then go declare for daytime. Let's take a listen to her while we take our kaya de come out for studio.
We, the people, want to state clearly that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not our president-elect. He is the president-elect of Professor Mahmoud Yakub, of INEC, and of APC. The president-elect of Nigeria will emerge through a free, fair, and transparent process, as stipulated by the guidelines and rules of INEC, from voting to posting, uploading on the beavers, to the servers, to collation, to pronouncement. And hopefully, the president-elect will be pronounced in the daytime, not at night, while we, the people, are asleep. The process is for all the people, not for some of the people.
My obedient family, una don hear am. By his grace, they go announce our president coming in during the daytime. No be in the night. They are messing with the wrong generation. Yes, Agbado people are messing with the wrong generation. Yes. Obedient, all eyes on judiciary. Judiciary are on trial. Judiciary, write your name on gold. Get that conscience where God put inside you. Get that conscience, write your name in gold. Your integrity matters, so that in future, your children, your grandchildren will be proud of you. Thank you so much for being with us. Like, share, subscribe. Tell all the obedience, say, hope day. We will not lose hope. No matter this thing where they do. We put billboard, they bring them down. Now distraction. We are getting to the promised land. Thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. But God loves you more. Bye for now.